Yeah, he's definitely in control.
I should be in control to start this mighty number 9 commentary with a lot of people, with a lot of chaos.
Yeah, baby.
Oh right. Oh,
I just want to point out before we take off, any like racist, anti-Semitic comments, just fakes.
Yeah.
We aren't with him on that. That's his own thoughts.
Yeah, if you
Exactly.
put any
Ian, that's kind of funny coming from you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
also
Wait, number 9.
if I see any of those anti-Semitic comments in the comments, I'm not gonna be
Wow.
happy about it.
Joseph, what was that?
Alright, I was gonna say, we're gonna delete
There were 2 more.
We're gonna
Because
delete all of them.
I knew I wasn't gonna go back to it. I'm not gonna go back to this game, period.
Wait, what? What is this?
What? What do you mean? It's a Coliseum. For fighting. For super fighting robots.
Super fighting robot. You never see that.
This game is
With the
mega
Smash
worse
War
than Mega Man.
that people were playing at E3, and the play commentator is like going nuts at like Mega Man's final Smash. You're like, Mega Man!
That was like the most hyped Smash reveal, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, it's so fun.
But I don't know, why are we talking about Mega Man? Mighty number 9 is a completely separate thing.
I don't know. Why are we talking about Mega Man, Joseph?
Yeah, why are we talking about Mega Man?
This is totally separate. In no way inspired by Mega Man.
Yeah, I want to
Mega
ask.
Man's a terrible, awful game series. Why would we talk about it?
What do you all
Probably,
know
if
about
we-
Mighty number 9?
Why is the stream volume at 200%?
If this is on YouTube, I think it's just
Okay,
definitely
well, you see, Joseph, surprisingly, I actually know a fair bit about it. Mostly because this NFL like sports ball YouTuber back in the early 2010s was also a video game reviewer, and he did a post-mortem on Mighty number 9, and about how about how much of a disaster it all was.
Len, can you send that to me? I'd actually be genuinely interested to hear that.
Yes, I'll put it in the chat. It's
It's like
kind
a
of
4-minute long video. It's a good video.
Yeah, it's very short. It's very
Look, I think there's only one thing we really need to talk about with this game, and that is a gamer on prom night.
That is not the only thing.
Oh my god! I mean, that's not.
Hold on,
Yes,
hold on.
Okay,
I think
so
something
to
should
fully
be
answer
mentioned.
your question, Joseph, I know a fair bit about it, and I know about some of the in-jokes and some of the marketing faux pas that occurred. But I don't know. I probably don't know as much as you did, because you actually played the damn thing. So
Well, I mean, given the context.
you poor bastard! You actually played this game.
Well,
I mean,
okay.
we should explain what's going on. The fact, you're not watching someone play the game. You're watching a recording of someone watching.
Yeah, I already played through the whole game. I edited together a bunch
No
of
one
it.
played the game, and AI did it for us.
AI would
Someone
not
wanted
play
to
for us.
They're watching a recording of us watching a recording.
Yeah, wait.
We're being really.
We did not have the
Well,
budget
right. Who said
to
that the
play it
online content community was perfectly sane?
I also
Not me,
want to point
so-
out the definition of a commentary is that, commentating over it.
And?
Well, okay, sure.
Or you
I
can
guess,
have live
but, I mean,
commentary, I guess, but usually that's specified.
It's not specified.
Usually, live commentary is called a let's play.
That's why there's a difference between Let's Play channels and commentary channels.
Is there?
Commentary channels aren't like about video games, like
You gotta love how the
My
start of
favorite
our
YouTuber
gameplay
is
commentary
exactly
us
that.
commentating
What
on
do
the state
you
of commentary.
of them commentating over already existing gameplay.
Yeah, they pre-record the gameplay and then they talk over it. That's the whole point.
This is riveting gameplay.
It's a tutorial. The tutorial level is actually not that bad.
Is it just because I know that this game is like kind of a disaster, or does it actually kind of look cheap?
Oh no,
I think
it
it
looks
looks
like a Dreamcast game, dude. Like it's.
Well, especially
Okay.
when you compare to the first trailer that showed how it looked really fucking good in the first.
The first
like,
art
images
of
they
it
showed
being
off
like,
of it.
okay, there was like concept of like it being all HD art, like fucking the newest Shantae games, and it looked fucking awesome. And instead we got Mega Man X8 if it was a generation behind. And I am probably being a bit harsh on the game. In motion, the game actually looks pretty good, with like how 60 FPS and shit like that. But anything at a standstill Does not look that great. It really doesn't.
Yeah, the fire in the background doesn't look good.
Oh, you mean the pepperonis? Pizza slices, yeah.
I mean, it clearly looks better
Yeah,
on your
pizza
because right on
explosions.
Discord it is not 60.
Fucking, I know. On Discord, it
Is
is
there any
looking
record of
bad.
why they wanted to go 2.5D with this instead of 2D, like fully like the old Mega Man games? Or
Why they went 2.5D? They wanted to be modern.
Well, because 3D is better than 2D.
I've always said that. I've always.
I mean,
Exactly. Tom, you and I are based like that. 3D is better than 2D.
It's really
Well, Henry,
absolute.
how is this any different than the Mario, like the newer Mario games, where they're still like platformers, and still like side scrollers, but it's like 3D animation?
Well, I take issue with 2D platformers that go 2.5D, where you can see like a depth in the platform. Like, New Super Mario Brothers, not that that should be the standard, is preferable because there's just less visual noise. It looks very flat, and I like that better for 2D platformers.
Okay, ADHD haver.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like
Well, it doesn't help that
It's
Mighty
just-
Number 9 is
it might
not
be-
good about the
you know,
platform depth and how it looks.
I mean,
What's that, Joker?
this tutorial I think looks pretty good so far.
The tutorial level is
Like, I'm
fine.
not saying it looks bad. In terms of for 2D platforming, a visual style I prefer is just like flat 2D with sprites instead of models.
I think it's doing a pretty good
This
job
game
so
looks
far.
pretty good.
Yeah, so far it looks alright.
I think honestly the tutorial level is one of the better looking levels. I exaggerate when I say how bad the game looks, but it does look. It has enough like imperfections in the art style that's like, oh, that shows.
It's just interesting to me that for like a game that was basically this is Mega Man but not Mega Man, they went for the 3D art style rather than the 2D, which Mega Man is basically known for, and they went back to
I mean,
even with more advanced hardware for 9 and 10.
I mean, to
again,
be
Mario
fair though,
did the
then they
same
made
thing.
11 after this, which was 2.5D.
Yeah,
That game does look
I never
significantly
heard what the consensus was on that. Was that good, bad? No, nothing.
Wait, say that again, Henry?
I never heard what the consensus was on Mega Man 11. Is it like good
Like,
or bad?
is it a
or
good game or is it look good?
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
I've
it's one of
seen
it's one of my
I
favorite
think
Mega
it
Man
looks fine.
games. I
Really?
think
Okay.
they do allow the 2.5D art style with how, especially with the bosses and how kinetic their movement and animation is. They take advantage of 2.5D.
Okay.
I mean, Mega Man 11. I don't know if it's my favorite looking Mega Man game, just because I think how Mega Man moves is kind of weird, but it is an appealing game. Mighty Number 9 is not necessarily unappealing, but it's definitely you could tell it's a Kickstarter game. And to kind of get into that, Kickstarter game.
Actually, okay, I don't think I agree with you there. There's plenty of fucking AAA games that look like dog shit, so I don't want to. I don't
Well,
talk on the game because it's
Well,
a Kickstarter.
wait.
Hey, to be fair, if we're comparing this to Shovel Knight, which is also a Kickstarter game, this looks
Exactly.
like a Kickstarter game.
Well,
Shovel Knight
my
does
point
not.
is this. No,
That's what I mean. It doesn't.
Wait.
Kickstarter has nothing to do with it. It's just a shitty game. Plenty of fucking games that aren't from Kickstarter look like ass.
Alright, Ian, just take your gloves off.
Fucking
it's the same way you can say a game looks indie or looks AA or looks AAA. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah.
representative of what it's expected, not of every example.
Yeah.
Like
One
Shovel
of the
Knight
things
is
I
not
say
the
is,
expectation
I
of
might-
a Kickstarter game. It's the high
Henry.
bar.
Henry.
I don't know. I feel like when you say that. Oh, sorry. Len, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys talking gave me a spark of maybe sometime soon I'll talk about this video game called Great War Western Front. Because it's a good example, I think, of a game that looks very AA. It is a game that I got it for like $15 for the Steam holiday sale. And I'm glad I got it for $15 because I love the concept. You know, it's a World War I like trench warfare simulator.
Okay.
And it is
That sounds
incredibly accurate. Well, it's just that it's never been done. It's never really done. You know, you talk about World War II all the time. Sometimes Vietnam, sometimes the Gulf War. But World War I is like perennially forgotten.
No, I'll give you
And I
that.
guess
World
I'm
War II,
always-
World War I doesn't get enough representation. But when you say a trench warfare game, that does not sound fun to me.
Well,
Joseph, I
it
noticed
sounds.
these
I
characters are a
mean,
little bit
that's
side
actually
by
a
I
good
think it could
point.
be fun.
Well,
I think the
that's
biggest
actually a good
thing-
point of what I'm torn on the game because it's a game that I love the mechanics, but it's also, I mean, it's obviously thematically a very dark game. You know, like you sacrifice tens of thousands of people to take like a couple
To play
miles
the
of
game.
ground.
To buy
You
the
know.
game.
Yeah, by the design of the game. And the game has several. I mean, the game is kind of ugly. It is, you know, it's basically a 2D field, and each of your soldiers are 2D, and the explosion, like, it's
does
a
it look like
literal
Doom, where
PNG
everything's
that
2D
comes
slices
out of the
green and
ground. It looks, yeah, it doesn't look great because it was designed by the Imperial War Museum in Britain. You know, the main people who designed and pushed to get this game finished were not video game designers. They were, you know, historians, museum guides.
Oh,
That
interesting.
is interesting,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
also
it is
bizarre.
really cool, and I
It is
love the dedication and passion that these guys put into it because you can tell that they had a lot of passion and that it is very thematic.
Hey, Len,
You
you
know,
ever heard of the
they're-
America's Army games?
Yes, the propaganda game
Yes.
from like
I think they're made by
2004.
like EA or something. They're contracted by the U.S. military to make
Yes,
U.S. military
I've heard of
propaganda
it.
games.
That's so fun.
It kind of sounds like what you're describing in a slightly different context, like some
Well,
non-game
right. I
developer
wouldn't say
was pushing
it's
for a different thing.
propaganda. It wasn't made with propaganda in mind. I don't think they're trying to adjudicate the fucking bullshit that was World War One. You know.
Well, yeah.
The massive political alliances, dying empires, and you know, new technology that people were like, let's use machine guns on literal hordes, you know, of people who think it's line warfare. You know, they think they're in the 1800s, and this Maxim machine gun is going to show them how wrong they are.
I'm playing Tetris, and I have to fit the
You know,
bullets
I
into
don't
the human
think
body.
the game has no desire to, you know, in fact, if anything, it's like this, the overarching point was this whole conflict was stupid. This whole conflict was pointless.
Right.
You know,
What is
again,
the
you're
name of
I'm
fighting.
sorry. Hold on. His name is Pyro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come
I saw that.
on.
too.
Technically,
You're saying
okay.
that like the Mega Man
Hold on.
games were better about that.
Well, first of all, they were. No, okay.
No, they weren't. No, they fucking were. That's your bias. That is your bias, Todd.
Hold on, I do have a question. What is this game called?
The game is
Mighty
the one
Number
we're
Nine.
watching.
God damn it.
No,
The one we're
obviously,
watching?
obviously not Mighty Number 9.
What's the game?
The game I'm describing?
Yeah.
Great War Western Front.
Fuck Mighty Number 9.
Yeah. Well,
By the way-
yes. I mean, in as many words, yes. I enjoy the Great War Western Front much more than Mighty Number 9.
It's
Mostly
basically what we're
because I'm a giant history nerd, and I love the dedication and passion these guys had. That said, I am torn on it because there are several things about the game itself that are not amazing. You know, the graphics not great. The mechanics, I mean, the AI is very well. The AI for the enemy is very smart. The AI, I'm convinced, knows exactly where you are and what you have, and you know will use that against you. And
Oh, sure.
your own AI, like you tell your soldiers to move into a trench, they might not do it.
I want
Which
to
leaves them
interrupt you
open
for a
to get
second.
absolutely annihilated by machine gun fire, and you know I'm just like irrationally pissed at that. You know, at that point, I'm just like, yeah.
That sounds fun.
I'm going to interrupt you for a
Well,
second,
right.
just to bring up
but
how
I do enjoy it. So it is. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm kind of torn. I love the concepts that they have within the game. I love the, you know, I love the idea. I just the execution, you know, is kind of stumbling.
not there.
And of course, the fan base is also incredibly. Just incredibly like, well, that's just realistic, guys. Like, that's
whoa, hold on. What is the animation on that?
I-
What the hell?
You see what I mean? Where the more and more of the game you see, the less and less the
It
visuals
went
hold
through
on.
the floor? Oh, no!
Oh. Look, okay, when they were like all talking in the fucking room with them, you notice how they don't have any like little cutouts like little portraits for them.
Oh
when
my
they
god,
talk.
that thing
Yeah.
literally just went through the platform.
You'll see more of it
Wow.
later in cutscenes, quote unquote. The characters don't
Oh,
animate at all.
No, they don't. They
I
don't.
noticed that.
That's
in
probably
this
the
one.
most
They-
visually
they
clear.
weren't moving. I just assumed
I
that
thought it
was a
was-
stylistic choice.
That's what I'm saying.
Stylistic.
When you see the characters, they don't have the little they don't have the little portraits for them when they talk, but their faces don't animate either. Really, they hardly animate. They hardly move.
I'm noticing these characters have like Sonic the Hedgehog syndrome, where like their hands and feet are so big, it's hard to do any like nice looking animation with them.
Well,
But
that's
you said
that's
Mega Man
mostly
has that
back
issue,
Mighty
too.
Number 9. That's not well. Okay. Let's back up here. And Mega Man, no, not really. No, it doesn't, because most of the games are fucking 8-bit. Like,
I was gonna say, plus Mega
I mean,
Man's design
design-wise.
is not like that.
Mega
Man
Man's
has,
way
like,
less
decent
exaggerated better back here. I just disagree with that.
Sonic isn't that exaggerated fucking either. Sonic is.
No,
Sonic is
Sonic's
crazy
Sonic's more
His hands
exaggerated.
is fucking giant.
I'm agreeing that Sonic is more exaggerated than Mega Man, but it's not as exaggerated as fucking Mighty Number 9 is here.
Well, okay, Beck is a pretty damn exaggerated, but like Pyrogen is really not.
Yeah, Pyrogen isn't, but what's his name? His name's
I'm not
Beck.
talking
That-
about Pyrogen, I'm talking about fucking.
Well, you're saying the characters though. You generalize.
Oh, sorry, I meant to say fucking Beck. You're the ones who generalized first.
I don't mean to get off topic, but Henry, what do you think of Five Nights at Freddy's?
What the f?
What do I think of five? What?
Henry, don't
Where
answer
did
that
come
question.
from? I want a lawyer.
What's what's the reasoning for the question? Unless you want the
That's
fact
extra
first.
relevance.
Well, I mentioned that I didn't want to get off topic.
Wait. Okay,
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I-
Did you just have a boss fight? You beat him in the first stage, and then you had to one back, and that's the exact same thing.
No. Okay, so let me show what I'm doing with the editing. First of all, I didn't beat him. I fucking died the first time.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
so how I'm doing editing for the most part is you saw earlier I died once. I'm
Yeah.
editing past repeat sections where like if I died in a section multiple times, I'm
okay.
editing past it because my lives were at 9 in the beginning and they went down to 6 because I died like 3 times. Pyrogen, I only died once, so I'm good.
You should have said that sooner, because I was like, what the fuck just
Well,
happened?
I didn't really have any
All the
opportunities to be frank.
failed.
That's okay, I blame Tom. I blame Henry.
Really? Why? I've never seen a steamroll you in a conversation. Never.
But yeah, so
Joseph, it's okay. You can be more assertive.
I literally wasn't. I don't think you guys heard
Joseph,
me.
you just gotta talk over us louder, you know?
Or I could just beat you guys. That's probably easy.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. That's besides the
You
point.
said twice, you're like, I'm gonna interrupt you for a sec, and Len just like kept
Yeah,
going.
Len just didn't give a fuck.
That was
Yeah.
funny. But to be
Yeah.
fair, it was interesting.
No, it's okay. Joseph deserves it.
And sometimes Len just needs to get his
Len is
word
an
out.
absolute unit. He deserves to steamroll.
Oh,
Joseph.
I don't mind if you keep on talking, but I just wanted to interrupt. I only wanted to interrupt because it was
Yeah,
when I was saying it was relevant
I
to the
mean,
time, not so
I'm
much.
sorry. I
interest.
just
Yeah, no.
because
It's-
I want
it's
to.
fine.
I've
Don't
been
just-
struggling with with Great War Western Front as a game for a long time, and I don't think I was ever going to get an opportunity to.
I just really need to get it off
You
my
need to
chest.
share
I really just drive home my points with an iron sledgehammer.
Red
Right.
selection?
Okay,
I
so
gotta say,
I don't know
his
why.
design looks fucking terrible.
Well, okay, so
The way I
here's
look at it.
multiple things.
Look
A,
at-
you get the design of the boss, right? And that's more than Mega Man, not just the color scheme, but you look like the boss now, right? Mega Man 11 also took that after the fact, but
Jesus, the only thing bigger than their hands in these character designs is that dude's tummy.
how would I tell me? But yeah, I mean,
Damn.
you were mentioning earlier, yeah,
I mean,
the
you're not wrong,
cutscenes,
but damn.
fucking.
Really
See what I
calling
mean?
out
They don't
here.
have little portraits for them, but their faces don't fucking animate. So
Oh,
there's
here's
no-
the worst
I
part.
know
They
that- yeah,
do
you're
have
right,
portraits
they
for
don't
some of them.
fucking
They just
animate.
don't use them.
What the fuck is
That's
this?
what I mean. 'Cause in the level, you see their little portraits pop up, but also they don't have like different portraits, like a shocked face. You, I guess that's the most we've seen so far.
That-
though.
that's
bad-
expression
bad
right there.
timing for that one.
We don't have a shocked
That's
face.
not really fucking. The only thing he's done is open his goddamn mouth.
Yeah.
He's not, his mouth isn't fucking closing and opening. It's just
Like-
fucking hanging open.
These cutscenes don't look right because of how
No, they don't.
limited the animation is. And by limited, I mean it's not animated.
There is no
it's fucking
animation. They're
keyframes.
standing
That's it.
there.
Listen, what was the deal with this game? Did they get like signed to a publisher that pushed it up before it was ready?
So
Or did
okay,
they,
there's
like,
there's
not
multiple
do
things in
it,
this
or what?
game. So, okay, it was a Kickstarter game, right? It was soon after KG Infinity left Capcom, and Mega Man, it was basically dead as far as people were concerned from like Capcom was doing with it.
Mighty number 9.
So
What
KG
went
Infinity
wrong?
comes out with a Kickstarter. It's like, hey, I'm gonna make like a Mega Man like the way in my vision. You know, I'm gonna be all passionate about it, right? It'll be like Mega Man again. People fucking supported the shit out of that.
Okay.
But people supported the shit out of it, right? But
Yeah.
we heard like jack and shit. The communication from the Kickstarter was absolute dog shit. Nobody like knew what was going on with the game at all.
There's usually a reason for that.
Yeah,
I was gonna
like,
say, now what do you bet that this is all because they don't actually have a plan for any of this, and it turns out that this game was a complete disaster behind the scenes.
I was gonna say either that.
I don't think
or
it's so much that there wasn't a plan. It's more that they planned too much. Like, if you look at their Kickstarter goes, they had so much shit planned. They wanted to release this on 10 different fucking consoles.
Well, I think that's
What?
also like a
What
big.
the fuck? Wait, what?
That's a
You guys
big
didn't know
issue
that?
with
Okay, I was gonna say
Kickstarter,
I didn't.
think.
Okay, I didn't know that part. I knew some of their stretch goals were ridiculous. I didn't know that they wanted to release it on 10 different consoles.
I mean,
Damn.
That's ignoring how ridiculous all the stretch goals they had were. Again, they wanted to release it on 10 different fucking platforms to begin with, not later down the line at the start.
What were they
That's
gonna do?
what-
Like
that's
back
kinda my
into the
issue,
Wii and, like, the DS and shit? What?
But
Ironically,
kind
kinda.
of. Yes, and everything. Fucking everything, pretty much.
That's kind of my issue with Kickstarters. Like, the fact, like, that a bunch of these guys are just, like, don't understand, like, how much work goes into, like, a lot of this stuff. Like,
I don't
let's
even think
add
that's just a
multiplayer.
Kickstarter thing.
If you, for $10,000 extra, we'll add
Is this
multiplayer.
supposed to look muddy like this?
it's this is the intended look. It's a shame the intended look
that's-
looks like literal sewer
looks
water.
underwater. Looks
Wow.
like someone.
Hey, listen,
Sister shit.
Joseph. I've recently been playing Grand Theft Auto 4. All right, like I recently got the game. Again, I got it on sale.
Okay.
You want to talk about muddy,
okay.
like 7th gen games? That's it.
Well, right, and so here's the thing. I'm enjoying the game so far. I'm enjoying the story. You know, I'm enjoying the characters, but the problem is that the game, frankly, looks like ass.
Yeah, it
you
looks
know?
brown all the time, doesn't it?
Right, it is baby shit brown and slate gray as far as the fucking eye can see. All right. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's this one scene I think just encapsulates it. You know, it's this drug deal gone wrong, and you see this guy, and he is not a recognizable color on the human skin tone spectrum.
Oh, no.
You know, he is not white, black, or brown. He is fucking gray. He is gray like a fucking sidewalk.
Hey, people
He's
can
like a
be
television
gray.
character. They're all gray.
You don't know.
Yeah, if they're fucking
Not
corpses,
like a sidewalk, they can't.
Mouse is gray.
he's not a real person. He's a character in a
How dare
D&D
you?
campaign.
How dare you? How dare you?
He's as real as you are, Joseph.
Yeah, what the fuck? He's more real than you'll ever be.
But yeah, let's go with that.
You know how she loves her
Anyway,
fights?
so
Huh?
yeah, the game looks bad. That's one of my big complaints. The driving's also not great, but thank God the story is good, or I wouldn't be sticking around. But anyway,
He's out of the water
anyway.
and he still looks fucking muddy brown.
I was gonna say, GTA 4 looks leagues better than this shit I am seeing right now.
Joseph, those ice blocks in the other room look like the ice from Sonic Unleashed on the Wii.
Oh no.
To be fair, Sonic Unleashed is a very good-looking game.
It's
looks like
actually
a-
one of the
No,
best.
no,
No, on the Wii though, not on HD.
Tom, you're thinking of the really nice looking Xbox 360 and PS3 version. I'm talking about the back port to, or technically not port, it's a remade, completely brand new, different version of the game for Wii and PS2 that was like downgraded.
I gotta say, this looks like a really fun and not tedious at all section.
I mean, to be fair, I'm using the special weapon thinking it'll make it go faster, and I'm wrong because it comes back later. This mini block comes back later, and I just use the Buster, and it's way fucking easier with just a Buster. This game's special weapons are like more than any Mega Man game. The biggest differential between dog shit and like over OP. There is no weapon balance.
Wow,
did
everything
see
is
that.
blue. Nothing.
I mean, to be fair, every Mega Man game has that fucking problem.
No, they not all of them have that problem. A lot of them. Ian, with all due respect, how many have you played?
Enough to know that it's a common prop.
What have you even played? Which ones have you played?
All of them.
No, you fucking have. That's a bold-faced fucking
No, I definitely. Are you calling me a liar?
Yes.
Yes.
Very confidently.
You're
okay.
wrong.
If I were
You're
to go in
wrong.
order, I think Mega Man 1 actually has some of the best weapon balance. Not because the weapons are equal in strength, but because the game basically puts the better weapons to the harder bosses and levels, usually. So, it's actually...
I have Mega Man 1 through 6 and Mega Man X 1
This
through
is a
4 on my
terrible voice for this character.
Oh, and all the ice
Yeah.
puns are insufferable, too.
I don't really care about the ice
it's
puns.
the classic.
I expect it, but
Right, I was gonna say it's the classic Japanese game for Americans, like the English dub, but that doesn't make it good or make it tolerable to my ears.
Make it extra bad.
I mean, this game was in English first, wasn't it?
I assume, I think so, but to be honest, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
was.
I think it
I
was,
don't know.
especially
It's-
given they got a lot of big-name voice actors for this game.
Who did they get?
Well, for one, Yuri Lowenthal is back.
Yuri Lowenthal?
Yep.
Like Spider-Man and what's his name in Mortal Kombat 1?
I mean, I know. I think I forget the character, but yes, same Yuri Lowenthal. They got Steve Bloom to be one of the Mighty Numbers, Mighty Number 8.
Demi?
Oh,
Wait,
they got
what?
Steve from Blues Clues.
No,
You said Steve Blue, and you kept fucking.
Steve from Blues Boys.
I
It-
want
it
to-
was
close.
I want to say Matt Mercer's in the game, but I forget who he plays admittedly. I think it's Pyro.
Here, I got the pass.
We just
got the
got a
pass.
letter. We just got a letter.
Wait,
We
hold on.
just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
Yuri Lowenthal is Mighty Number 9. Matt Mercer is Mighty Number 1.
Yep. Okay.
Holy shit!
Yep. That's Matt Mercer in the background right now.
Bro,
It's-
what the
it's
hell?
Levi and Gandorf himself.
Huh?
Levi and Gandorf.
Yeah.
That's not a great
So
design.
my point
if I'm
is,
being honest.
they didn't get bad voice actors for this game, but the voice acting
Well, I
may
don't
not be
think it
that
was
good.
ever- I don't think anyone ever
they're
blamed the
trying
voice
to-
actors. I just said this one voice actor kind of sucks.
It sounds
I don't
like
even
they're
think it's.
trying-
I don't think it's
again,
her
to me, and again, this is just coming from a guy who's not a huge anime fan. It just sounds too like woman in anime game for me. You know, like very high pitched, very like
Very sexist.
You know.
It sounds like they're trying.
Very,
It sounds-
you know, ooh, you know, high voice, you know,
Let's
either.
take the one more time.
Or not.
I would rather not. I'm gonna
Listen.
be Henry. I'm gonna be real with you. I would rather not.
Listen, the voice, it doesn't really matter how good or bad the voice actor is. If they're told to do something that's just ear grating, it's going to sound bad regardless of whether they're quote unquote doing it well.
No, I'm not trying to blame. I don't know who's at
Pivot
fault.
number-
The voice also really just does not fit the character either.
It sounds like they're trying to emulate the English dub for animes, which
Yeah,
is not
exactly.
a good thing to try to
I was
emulate.
gonna say, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly,
I'm
Tom. That's
a
it.
dub defender, but why is that a sound that you want to imitate? I don't get it.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah. I mean, look, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not trying to say that you know English
Right, we're not trying to, like-
voices are inherently bad, although a lot of them are. I'm just trying to say that.
There's no
I don't know.
direction.
But yeah, that there's no direction, and that's not a very good thing to imitate. I don't understand why you would imitate that.
I think people fail to remember that there was a time where video game voice acting was consistently worse than like any other kind of voice acting. So technically, anime
Well,
voice acting would be an improvement.
To be fair though, like how hard is it to like
We're both
give a performance better than some
I mean,
of those?
I play
voice actors
strategy
back in the
games, not necessarily for a living yet, but like I'm big in the strategy game community, so I absolutely know what you're talking about, Joseph. That being said,
You're big into the strategy.
it was mostly because they would pull in literally the senior programmer to do voice lines because
Yeah, they wouldn't get
didn't
voice
have the
actors.
money
They just
to-
get some random
Yeah, that
fuckers
sounds
on
about
staff
right.
usually. Back in like the
Right.
PS1
I just
days.
noticed that.
I
realized.
hold on.
What?
Okay.
Len, you're big in the strategy game community.
Shut up, please.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I like to talk about strategy games. I play a shit ton of them. You know.
Called Rex Selection.
Like Hearthstone?
No, not Hearthstone. More like XCOM,
maybe a strategy.
various Total War games, especially some of the older ones. I'm really gonna get into.
Castlevania is a strategy game.
Castle, what the fuck? Real-time strategy. Avoid the Medusas with your strategy.
You said Castlevania strategy
Jump
game?
over the pit.
Real-time strategy. Kill the Goomba.
You
Mario is
plan ahead to see how you
strategy
kill
game
the
I know.
Goomba.
Yeah.